Hello, everyone. You're listening to episode 10 of Financial Action Stories. Today, you're going to meet Anne, a 61-year-old employee benefits consultant currently living outside Chicago. We're going to discuss what she's looking for in retirement, any smart money moves she's made in her career, and any advice she'd give her younger self. So, Anne, as retirement approaches, is there anything in particular that you're worried about, either leading up to retirement or once you're in retirement?
Although I'm technically retired from my job, I consider that I've transitioned into self-employment. I'm really shooting for 20 to 30 hours of working per week tops. I'm primarily in the startup mode because the thing that I was most worried about was, am I going to get bored? Am I going to get frustrated? Am I going to feel useless? And what about all this knowledge I've gained over decades of working? And that's what drove me to think about consulting. I don't have any clients right now, so it hasn't fully come into fruition, but that's certainly the plan. And it was directly a result of my worrying how to fill my days and am I going to get stale?
Right. So do you have a clear view on your plan for retirement, such as when, where, how much you'll need, that sort of thing?
Yeah, my husband and I have thought a lot about that. We love where we live. It has a lot of personal advantages. We're close to family, and we're not the type of people that would then move to Florida or the Southwest. Location-wise, we're here for the foreseeable future. As long as we can get up and down the stairs, we have a lot of stairs at our home. One thing is, we've already started traveling, so that's high on our list. That's another reason for doing the consulting, getting a stream of income that supports our ability to travel. My husband has been retired for a number of years, so he has his own cadence. It's me now trying to figure out how I fit into that model of being a retiree as well.
So as you approach retirement, have your savings or spending habits changed at all?
We've already done the planning of figuring out how we'll replace my paycheck. But if anything, we're a little more conscious about our spending.
Absolutely. So now think back to your days on your first job. If you could, what would you tell your younger self, the one who's just starting their career, about saving for retirement?
I think I would tell myself, and I am telling my son, who's 37, this, to get going early. Don't assume you've got decades ahead of you to do this. You do have decades, but if you get started in your 20s or 30s, it's easier than delaying into your mid-40s and then saying, oh my God, I got to get going. Start earlier than you think is necessary and make certain you are maximizing really any employer contributions you're able to get. That was something I never had a problem doing because, it's my business. In employee benefits, we preach that all the time. So I always participated to the extent that I would maximize match, but I still probably should have started earlier. I kept thinking I would get around to it, but then 5-10 years would go by. So yes, my message would be start earlier than you think is necessary.
Yeah, that's a great message. As a woman, do you feel that there are any unique or added barriers you had to overcome as you were saving for retirement?
Not really. I have 2 adult children, my son and a daughter. I did take short periods of time for both kids. So, I was out of the workforce for 5 months with my daughter and 3 for my son. But overall, I don't really see that as having been a problem. I still felt like I had all the opportunities available to me to save. I think probably the only thing, thinking back on promotional opportunities as a woman, I might not have chased after that in the way a male colleague might have.
So who have you discussed your retirement with? An advisor, spouse, partner, friends, anything like that?
It was largely through guidance sessions, reading. I read everything I could get my hands on. I attended webinars and advice and guidance through our original company.
So how much of a role did your employer have in helping you understand how you can be prepared for retirement?
I would say they had a pretty good role in it. For healthcare, I was fortunate because my husband in his earlier career had retiree medical. So I could pivot and become a dependent on his plan. And that actually carries me until I'm eligible for Medicare. So that was good. A lot of people don't have that. So then it's kind of like you either take Cobra or you go to the marketplace and pick something that might be expensive with a high deductible. So I was lucky that he had the healthcare plan in place already.
What's one smart money move that you made early on? And alternatively, what would you go back and change if you could?
I think one smart money move I made early on was just going into target date funds. Those basically invest in funds that are diversified in the market, but oriented towards your expected retirement date or age. And all the rebalancing is actually done at the fund level for you. So that was probably one good thing. Investing is complicated, and a lot of people feel they don't understand, but target date funds can help.
So research shows people are living longer. How do you feel about living to be 100? Are you financially prepared to sustain a longer life? What excites you? What worries you about that longer life?
I don't know if it excites me. To me, it's all about the quality of life, not length. If I'm in good health and I can get around and move and speak and carry on conversation, fine. It's okay to be 100, I suppose, but it's not something I think is great or exciting. There's a finite time where your body says, I'm done, whether that's 85 or 95 or 100. But quality is what I put more emphasis on.
Right.
In terms of the financial aspect, obviously I don't plan to be a benefits consultant when I'm 95 years old. I don't think people would really want to listen to me. It'll be interesting to see. That's a long-winded way of saying I wouldn't say I'm super excited about being 100, but I think it's all about the quality of life and how engaged you can be.
Absolutely. I think that's a feeling a lot of listeners can relate to. Anne, thank you for sharing your story and perspective with us today.
You're welcome.
Folks, thanks for checking in.